What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. On this show, anything goes. I can talk about any number of things. I love getting suggestions from you guys, so if you see me on social media, at OneLoveAsh, or if you want to shoot me an email, info@ashsaidit.com. It is info@ashsaidit.com. Shoot your shot. Let me know what you want to hear from me. Today's question or inquiry goes into my last place of employment. I worked for an airline. Not going to say which one. I'm going to let you guys look at the context clues and figure it out. But I worked for an airline, and the top thing that people often ask me about is, what should I know, or what should I do, or what should I look for, or whatever, how do I become a flight attendant? Okay, well, first things first. You have to understand that now you're going into being a flight attendant in a pandemic era. So there are a lot of different things to go through that I'm not going to go through right now today because this is just a short little tidbit. But I will say, if you say, hey, I want to be a flight attendant, the first thing that you should do is do your research. People say it all the time, do your research, do your research, do your research, do your research. And they never tell you how to do your research. I'm going to tell you specifically how to do your research. When you decide that you want to be a flight attendant and you want to just give up all of your energy and all of your 24 hours in your day, because that's what you have to do, essentially, to become a flight attendant. You are giving up your regular freedom. You really are. So first thing that you need to do is do research. And this is not just going on the web, looking to see what's cool and what's trending and what's fun. No. You need to go on to some Facebook groups. You need to go onto some forums. You need to look at different pages. And you need to find employees. You need to find current flight attendants for those companies. If you look through your friend circle and you don't have any friends or family members that are flight attendants or anyone that's connected to anyone, go and find someone, because they're going to give you the real nitty gritty. And this is a specific type of current employee that you're looking for. You don't want to look for the new flight attendant that's been there a couple of months or maybe a year or so. That's too early for them to give you the real tea about the company. They could still have a lot of information and a lot of just valuable stuff to share with you, but you want to find that flight attendant that's been there for at least 4 years. If they've been there for at least 4 years, they've seen that company go through all kinds of hoops and all kinds of hollering and all kinds of stuff, including, this pandemic that we've been dealing with for the last 2 years. Yeah. You want to find that person and you want to just basically ask them everything about this company, what to expect, what the work culture is like. That's a huge part of it. Now, when I decided that I wanted to be a flight attendant, I did research. I went on to YouTube. I knew a couple people that worked at different companies, but the company that I went with, I didn't know anybody previously. I didn't know anybody that had worked for that company. So I didn't know that it was a very high turnover rate. High turnover rate meaning they're always hiring. They always need people because the work conditions are less than favorable and they always need people. Point blank, period. That's just what it is. So I did some research, but now looking back, I should have found somebody at that company because they would have told me about some of the stuff or maybe they wouldn't have, but someone that's been at that company for at least 4 years has seen that company's ups and downs, can tell you all the hoops that you've got to jump in and jump through, and can give you a way better insight on the work environment, because that is very, very important. Very, very important. You want to go with a company that values you. You want to go. And also, let me say this, there is no perfect airline. There is no perfect airline. Every one of the airlines that are current today, they've got their pros, they've got their cons. Yeah. They've got a little bit of all of them. So you have to understand that you're picking your poison, essentially. I hate to put it like that, but you're picking your poison, you know, because there's not going to be a perfect airline that does everything wonderful and everything's great, but you at least want to be with a company whose values reflect your own. Very, very important. Very, very important. So once you find that person or two, you may have to look up a couple of people because some people still won't tell you the real deal. So you got to do some research. You got to look at the job boards, look at some of the complaints, look at some of the pros, look at some of the things that people are saying about this company. Consider it. And also take a flight. Be 100 with it. Take on a flight. The company that I went with, I was not familiar. I'm from Georgia, y'all. So this is Delta Nation. Point blank period. It's all Delta out here. You know, I grew up with Delta and I worked at Delta at one point. But this is Delta country. Like, I really don't trust any other airline. Rightfully so. But also, Delta is the only non-union carrier. And they've got their pros and their cons. So it really depends on what it is that you're looking for and what kind of company you want to represent and equally represent you. So research, research, research. Looking up at YouTube videos, that's helpful. I met a lot of my crash pad buddies when I was in Vegas and stuff. One of them actually, she had a YouTube channel that I actually watched and it was kind of fun. I was like, wow, I watched her video and that's one of the reasons why I decided to go with this company. Cool. So you just never know who's going to say something to spark something and really help you make your final decision. But understand there is no perfect company. There's none. The only perfect company would be the one that you create. It'd be perfect for you. Somebody probably not gonna like it, but that's really what it comes down to. Is you have to figure out what works best for you. But yeah, talking to these people, and if you get somebody that's really good, that's going to be really upfront and honest with you, they're going to tell you how the pay rate works. They're going to tell you the best way to get through training. They're going to give you a lot of those pointers because they want you to succeed. If they're a good flight attendant, they want you to succeed because they want to share the air, the airway with you. And what better way than to have someone that is as passionate and loves their job? It's going to make it an awesome trip, or many trips. You can buddy bid and all of the other good stuff, and you learn about all that in training and stuff. But my number one thing is do your research, because if I had done research like heavily, like I really probably should have, I question if I really would have gone with this company, because I really didn't know much about them. I knew that it was going to be a stretch for me because anything other than Delta is like unheard of. You're like, oh my gosh, why would I even consider? But I took a chance, and honestly and truthfully, I knew in training that it was not going to be the job for me. I knew it. I did. There was just a lot of stuff that was going on that I really did not agree with. I wasn't down for. And ultimately, on top of just being furloughed, I really was probably one of the main ones that really didn't mind getting furloughed. Really didn't bother me heavily that I got furloughed because I really was not feeling the company like that. And I felt that way in the middle of training. And I had put up so much stuff. I had literally I'd sold my car. I put everything in storage. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump out and just going to make this happen. And I guess I heard my mom in the back of my mind just telling me, Ash, look, don't quit this stuff. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. And I said, I'm going to give it a year. I'm going to give it a year. And yeah, the more time that went on, the more I realized that this was not the position for me. This was not the company for me. Being a flight attendant is amazing. It's an awesome gig. It really is. If you're with the right company. If your opinion is valued. If your safety is valued. There was a point where when COVID first started, they would foam our planes down in between flights. And they had some kind of specialty antimicrobial foam that was going to kill anything in the surface or in the air and things of that nature. And as time went on, they stopped disinfecting altogether. That's not cool with me. So you have to figure out what really is important to you and really just stick with it, stick by it. Don't let people deter you. Don't let people bully you into a job, into a position, and do what's best for you. Do what's in your heart. And that's all I got to say for that. So do some research and find somebody from that company. And don't look at the disgruntled, the ex-employees that got all the negative stuff to say. Because in every company, you're going to have that. You're going to have somebody that got fired because they was doing some foolishness, like stealing from the liquor cart, They was taking the little minis and stuff from the bar, and they got caught. That happened so much, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, you can't steal the liquor. People were stealing the little liquor bottles, y'all. People were stealing it, risking their jobs, and getting fired off of liquor. I can't make this up. I really can't. I wish I could. But I'm a creative person, but I just could not come up with something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I love you guys to pieces. Keep pushing forward no matter what. This is going to be a great week. I'm giving away some really good stuff this week. Today, I'm actually doing a bonus giveaway, and it is a box set of the 2021 World Series. The Atlanta Braves. They did it for us. Yes, it's been 26 years. That's insane. It's 26 years since we pulled a title, so I'm giving away a box set that actually documents the whole series. It has a lot of informative interviews and a documentary attached to a documentary film. So that's really, really cool. Giving that away. If you follow me on Instagram, it's One Love Ash, the number 1 LOVE. ASH. 1 LOVE ASH, yeah. So One Love Ash. And check out the contest. If you know somebody that's a Braves fan that wants that box set, let your girl know. Go on. The contest goes on until next Sunday. So I'll make an announcement next Sunday at like 6 p.m. or something like that. And we're going to give that stuff away. So yeah, I'm giving away stuff all month of December. Every week it's a new thing. Every single week is something new. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, tell them don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.